Today marks 6 years since the release of the Lego Ninjago movie, and when you really think about it, this has somehow become the most impactful, most affecting thing, the most controversial piece of Ninjago media. And fans, I think, don't appreciate it as much because of that. I think that adds to the hatred and disdain for this movie. And I would like to make a defense for this movie and why I think it has a lot of artistic merit and value. I know a lot of things would be different today if it hadn't been made. It has affected the franchise so much in so many ways when you really think about it. But I'd still like to talk about why this movie deserves more love. Hi, welcome to Ninjago Nostalgic. I'm your least favorite Lloyd lookalike, and today we're going to be talking about the unfair hatred of the Lego Ninjago movie.
Hey, you want to see something cool?
The controversy began when fans saw teasers, trailers, and images that were promotions for the movie, and they remarked that the characters looked like discounted Lego. So basically, Leppin.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck?
Fans weren't also very happy when they learned that the voice actors would be replaced with new voice actors. Now, I do have defenses for these. The design changes being that they wanted to go for something different. They wanted to give their characters their own unique look to them. They created new hair pieces, they created new molds, new face, everything. And I feel like that was necessary. I feel like if you're going to make a movie and you're going to promote it to a wide audience, why not reinvigorate the brand a little bit? Why not change it a little bit? And I get that fans would be upset by that. I was upset by it at first. But when you really try and understand it from a marketing perspective, and not just marketing perspective, but also a story perspective, they wanted to change them up. They wanted them to be a little bit different, and they changed their personalities just slightly because this was not canon. This was different. This was the movie adaptation. Now, I understand that rubbed people the wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way. I was upset that, the voice actors weren't coming back. But when you think about it, the voice actors not coming back is kind of like when anime is brought over to the United States and they get A-list actors to voice over for the English dub. So think about it like this. Ninjago, the TV series, gets abridged for a movie, and what happens is they bring in A-list actors like Dave Franco, Michael Pena, Zach Woods, and these are some really good actors that they brought on. Justin Theroux, they've got amazing actors that they brought on for this project. And when you watch an anime with A-list actors, you think, wow, that was such an inspired, awesome choice for that character. And I think Michael Pena as Kai is really awesome. I like Dave Franco quite a lot. Justin Theroux is just so funny to listen to. In this movie, he's one of the best characters, probably the best character. So I do think that it sounds really bad at first, but when you really give it a chance and are willing to accept a little bit of change, that is when you start to enjoy yourself and start having fun with the movie. People felt like Lego were trying to alienate the fans of Ninjago. I disagree. I don't think they're trying to do that at all. They were just doing something. I've said this before and I'll say it again. They were trying to balance the Lego movie and Lego Ninjago aspects and put them both together in one movie. They knew they couldn't please everybody, but they were trying to balance it out anyways and trying to make it the best way that they possibly knew how to. I don't envy that job at all because they saw the success of the Lego movie and the Lego Batman movie. Now here's the thing. The Lego Batman movie, everybody loves that movie, yet no Batman movie really is that comical and goofy unless you count the 66 version, but not many people really like that unless you're like me and you appreciate the past. A lot of people weren't really happy with how this movie was a bit of a tonal shift, a bit of a artistic difference from the original series, yet people like the Lego Batman movie. Why is that? Why is it different for this and why is it different for that? The Lego Ninjago movie has a lot of heart and soul put into it, and I can really tell that and I can appreciate it. Not just with the details and the animation. The animation is absolutely gorgeous and wonderful to look at. I'm looking at animated Lego and it looks completely real. The animators did a fantastic job. but I'm also going to focus on the story and the voice acting.
The story itself might not seem very interesting at first. It's a bit of a high school drama in the beginning, and then it becomes a fetch quest for the ultimate weapon later on. But that's really just the plot. The story itself, the deeper meaning of the story, the lesson of this movie, is the rebuilding of bonds between family and friends. And I think it's really, really well done.
That is really the true centerpiece. The main point of the movie is that just tension, that relationship conflict between Lloyd and Lord Garmadon. And I feel like the performances of Dave Franco and Justin Theroux really, really do add to that relationship in the movie. Now, as somebody who has daddy issues themselves, I really, really related to Lloyd and Lord Garmadon from the TV show. I felt like that was done just so well, their arc. And to see Lord Garmadon go, to see him sacrifice himself before this movie in season 4 and, his soul in season 5, that was really crushing. That really hurt. And to see him brought back in this movie, I was hoping that they were going to handle his character well. It was going to be different voice actors, and it was going to be a different sort of timeline. And I was worried that they were going to mess it up. And oh my God, they did it so well. They handled it so well. I don't know if I prefer this or the TV show. Probably the TV show because I grew up with it, but I really just absolutely love how they handled it with such grace and such just a wonderful sense of respect for what came before, but they were also doing it a little bit differently this time around. And that to me is the true centerpiece of the movie. And when Lloyd at the end is talking to Meowthra, but he's actually talking to his father, that scene alone got Dave Franco to actually really get emotional when he was recording for that scene. And it gets me emotional because it just tugs on your heartstrings. Even if you don't have, daddy issues like I do, I think it'll still really just impact you. It'll stay with you if you let it. If you let this movie in your heart, if you actually really, really do enjoy it, I think you can have a lot of fun and a lot of appreciation with this movie. Now, the story of this movie has changed over time, and I'm not talking about the story itself that was present in the actual movie. I'm talking more the legacy of this movie. The legacy of this movie is the impact it had on Ninjago. The character redesigns, Lloyd getting a voice actor change, and just basically any time change happens in Ninjago, fans are not at all likely to accept it, and that's likely to shave off a fraction of the fan base. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, season 8, the character redesigns brought into the show, that took a lot of people away from the show. And then season 11, the change of studios, that got a lot of people upset, and that stirred up some controversy. Crystallized being a polarizing season, some people said they vowed to never return. I feel like those people missed a lot of great things in Ninjago. They missed the amazing Oni trilogy, they missed some of the really cool Wild Brain seasons, and they missed Dragon's Rising because they didn't like the previous season. Now, I feel like people that stopped watching Ninjago after this point, after 2017 or 2018, whenever, it's their choice to do that. But I feel like fans have become a lot more negative after the Ninjago movie, because fans were all right with Hands of Time and Day of the Departed. They didn't really like it, but they were willing to move on and see what was next in Ninjago. Now, at this point, the legacy of this movie is, this is when fans started becoming really, really more negative. And it wasn't helped by what came before, but what came after, they were just not willing to accept as much as maybe before. So that, sadly, is the legacy of this movie. And I feel like it's not nearly appreciated as enough as it should be. And I think that if this movie was a little bit more like what the fans would have wanted, if it was canon or whatever, or if we had the voice actors, maybe fans would be more accepting, if it was still the same story. Like if it was the exact same, but you changed just a couple of those details, fans might have actually liked it.
It wasn't enough!
So it depends. I'm not generalizing anything. You know, I'm making theories about why people didn't appreciate it as much. So I really feel it's a shame that people don't like this movie because there's a lot to love about it. Well, that was my video on the story, the legacy, and the effect of the Lego Ninjago movie. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you're going to enjoy the Lego Ninjago movie September 22nd in the comments below. If you're going to have a fun watch, I'm definitely going to watch it. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to have a fun time. Let me know your thoughts on this movie and this video. If you like anything and everything Ninjago, make sure to subscribe to see more of your least favorite Lloyd lookalike. And remember, I wish you weren't my father. Ow.